Thank you for your support and for watching avivTarot. This is a general pick-a-card reading. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Not everything will apply. My readings are meant to be constructive and not destructive. I give readings to empower you. I will be honest in what I see and will not give you false hopes or empty promises in order to keep you happy. I will be compassionate and sensitive to your feelings and will not judge or condemn. Energies are ever-changing. You are still the master of your own destiny. Hi everyone, thank you for watching avivTarot, and today we are going to do another pick-a-card reading. In today's pick-a-card reading, we are going to see what kind of people you tend to attract, okay, into your life. It could be recently what kind of energy you're attracting, but it could also be, if you've always been like this, then maybe you typically, or you tend to always attract the same type of people, places, things, energies, what have you, into your life. So we have 3 different piles. We are going to first take a look at what kind of qualities or energies you possess or you have. Could be you currently have that's what you're currently having, like the kind of energies, but it could also be your energies that you always possess. So take it how it resonates, because for some of us, sometimes we do change because of the people, places, and things that we've been to or we've met. So we change. So it's more like your recent energy. But if, you could also always carry the same type of energies. And so you always attract the same type of people. So it depends. Okay. Could be recently, or it could be what it's always been. Okay. So we'll take a look at what you are, and then the kind of people that you attract, or places or things. And then we'll also take a look at if the person that you're attracting or the things or energies that you attract is kind of negative, then we will do more cards at the end of the reading where we can take a look at why that is, okay? Or how do you avoid that type of, I guess, like why it shouldn't, more so about the why, maybe how do you avoid. I think maybe a suggestion of how can you avoid these type of people that are kind of negative or dragging you down or toxicating or that kind of things. So instead of looking at why, I think let's look at how can you avoid the negative energies, right, that's coming into you and kind of pulling you down. So again, 3 different piles, and if you pick the piles that you feel most resonated to, and if you have anything that you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below. If you need more time, you can pause the video. Timestamps are going to be in the description box below, as well as in the message box. Okay, so we will start with pile number 1. All right, so for pile number 1, what kind of qualities do you possess? And we'll do 3 different cards. We have 1 card that popped out already. We have the 9 of Wands in reverse. And then, 2 9s in a row. 9 of Cups. So what kind of qualities does pile number 1 possess? We also have 5 of Swords. And then at the bottom of the pile, we have 8 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. Interesting. Okay. But the bottom is 8 of Coins, or 8 of Pentacles, if you want to call it. 8 of Stones. So what kind of qualities do you, okay, the Watcher, do you possess? Or what kind of energies, qualities? I might mention about horoscopes or astrology signs. However, it does not necessarily have to be your sun sign. Sometimes your natal chart can also have one particular sign that's really strong, or maybe a particular house that is particularly strong.
For example, maybe if I mention something about Scorpio, then 8th house, maybe you have a lot of planets landing in the 8th house. Maybe you have other planets that's landing in the in Scorpio, but your sun sign is something else. So there's a lot of different possibilities. So when I say certain things about astrology, it's not limited to just your sun sign. All right. So now, for pile number 1, you have the 9 of Wands in reverse, I think, and then we have the 9 of Cups and then the 5 of Swords. The 9 of Wands in reverse combined with the 5 of Swords, what it gives me is that, and also with the 9 of Cups too, is that you actually possess a little bit of, you're kind of confrontational. How about that? Not that it's a bad thing. You actually have boundaries, because the 9 of Wands does talk about boundaries. I mean, 7 of Wands is about that too, but 9 of Wands is about protecting what you have already, and but it's a little bit more passive. But this is in reverse, and then combined with the 5 of Swords, and then also the 9 of Cups, is that you value yourself. Okay, you do value yourself. You know what makes you happy. You know what satisfies you. Okay, you're quite independent, and so you know how to protect yourself. How about that? I think you know how to protect yourself. You could get a little bit confrontational sometimes, but it's only because people really tested your boundaries, and then that's when you're gonna fight back. You're gonna fight back when people, when you just can't take it anymore, when you had enough, you will fight back. So you do have like a boundary that you, like a bottom line or a certain principle that you hold or you have. And once people really get to that, get really close, or even overstepping that line, you will fight back. Okay, you will fight back. But usually I think you're a perfectionist. You are very nice to people. 9 of Cups, you're very easygoing. You actually protect the people that you really care about, and especially if these are the people that you really care about, you will stand up for them. You're like, what? Who did you wrong? I'm gonna go and get them back for you and all that stuff. And 8 of Pentacles, you are very patient. You will once you're very focused as well. So once you want to put your attention into certain things, you want to become the best of the best, at least to a certain degree. So you're not going to easily give up on things. You will try to get it to a certain level before you move on to doing something else. Okay, so I would say you're quite stable in most of the way, and emotionally content. You can entertain yourself. You don't need other people to entertain you. Okay, so that's the kind of qualities you possess. So now let's take a look at what kind of people that you attract. Okay, the kind of people that you attract. The kind of people that you attract. Okay, we have the Justice card. The kind of people that people, places, and things. So it's not just, there's 2 major arcana. It's crazy. We have the Lovers card. That's the second one that popped out. The kind of people that you tend to attract or are attracted to you because of your qualities too. Okay, so the kind of places, energies that you attract or are attracted to you because of the energies that you possess. So we have, this is kind of interesting. We have, and then the 3 of Wands, and then the bottom of the deck is the Fool's card. Okay. Oh, I do want to mention, because the Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so for me, when it happens on the bottom of the deck, it's something hidden. It's something not, people don't see it on the surface. So like a lot of people just see you sometimes as confrontational, see you very independent. They don't see the side of you where you're very focused. You are a perfectionist. Like I said, like boundary and stuff. You might be able to, you might show a little bit, but not that much. Okay, that's why people thought, oh, you're just easygoing, I can just do whatever to you, take advantage of you. And they not realizing that, you know, when it really gets to, when they really overstep certain things, you will like tell them off. So it's not visible very easily to people. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles thing. Okay, so now with the Fool's card on the bottom, and then there's the Justice, the Lovers, and the Three of Wands. So it has like a really free type of energy, because over here we have Justice and the Lovers. It's like the air signs. Okay, so it has that freeing, worry-free, because we have the Fool as well, type of energy. So then you tend to attract a lot of people who, or you tend to attract, or these kind of people tend to be attracted to you, or these kind of energies. Okay, it could be things as well. You tend to attract things or places or people that are kind of carefree. Okay, easygoing, I would say as well. They are usually quite balanced, because we do have the Justice, and then we have the Lovers, who are very, very loving. And I think this is kind of interesting, because we talked about this over here. You know how to treat yourself, right? You will tell people off if they really overstepped their boundaries or your boundary. And so people, you know, we always hear people treat you how you treat yourself. So like we could see it kind of clearly here, that you tend to attract people who are very loving. You tend to attract people who are carefree, very freeing, risk takers. They actually might not seem like a risk taker, but then once you get to know them, they're very adventurous. They like to maybe travel. Okay, they're very open-minded as well. Even with the Three of Wands is that open-mindedness too. They're quite passionate about a lot of things. They love life. They enjoy life. And then you also attract people. But the Lover's card is kind of interesting, because it's the Gemini energy. So with the Gemini energy, sometimes it's about choices, and then the Libra is also about balancing. So there's a lot of like these balancing act or choices. So you also sometimes attract people who are, or things that are kind of undecisive in certain ways, like they're having a really hard time making choices or deciding on things. Or you tend to also attract people or places or things that are balanced. That could be one, but it could also be that they have a difficulty making decisions. We already talked about that. And then like sometimes I do feel a little bit of pleasing, because they want to do good on both sides. So they don't want to they don't want to offend anyone. So they want to get on the good sides of both people. But in general, they're very open-minded, very fun loving, adventurous. With the Justice card, I also feel like they're quite educated too. If they're not like book smart, they're very street smart, because we also have the Gemini energy. Okay, so they're very intelligent in certain ways. They know how to deal with people. They're very good at interpersonal relationships. With the Three of Wands, I would say they're not like patient, but they when it's about their goal, they're a goal getter. Okay, they're a goal getter. They could be quite ambitious. Again, with this Fool card combined with the Three of Wands, either they love to travel, or they've traveled the world, or they're just very knowledgeable about various cultures, races, knowledge about like the world, what's going on about the world, and also about open-mindedness. So yeah, I and one other thing with the Lovers card and combined with the Justice, you also tend to attract people who want to want to marry you. Okay, commitment. People want to commit to you. Like, you give off maybe this energy that people will not take you like for granted. Okay, I think it's really because also how you treat yourself, right? You will not let other people take you for granted, because like I said, if they really overstep their boundaries, or you'll tell them. So you tend to attract people that are willing to commit and like relationship wise, but if it's only like friendship, it tend to be a long lasting thing, right? It's a long lasting friendship. It's a long lasting relationship. It could be colleagues as well, like work, clients. Okay. Because it could also be like things, for example, like when you maybe purchase certain things, or when you deal with things, you also tend to keep them for a longer period of time, and or it doesn't break as easily. Like, things tend to last a little longer for you. Like, it could have broke for other people, but then yours, either it's still within warranty. Like, things always turn out in favor of you, so it's pretty good. I think because the energy is so well, like the kind of things that are attracting, that you tend to attract, or that are attracted to you, I think it's very good energy. So we don't have to really look at like, how do you avoid it? Because these are really good people. You tend to keep only good people around you. So if there are like crazy people or something like that, either when you tell them off, they'll improve. Okay, they'll be like, they'll think about it, and they will self-evaluate or something like that, or self-reflect a little, and then they'll change, or they'll just fall out because you guys don't vibrate on the same wavelengths. Okay, so that's pretty good. All right, so that's what I have for pile number 1. I don't think you really have that much to worry about for pile number 1, and I hope this helps a little bit, give you a little bit of insight. And if you have anything that you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel under my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, so for pile number 2, what do you possess? What kind of qualities do you have? What kind of qualities do you have? This keep flying away. What kind of qualities do pile number 2 people possess? We have 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay, we have the Fools. This is kind of interesting. What kind of energy does pile number 2 possess? 8 of Cups in reverse. And then on the bottom, we have the Hangman. After that is the Emperor. Ooh, the 2 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So we have the very bottom is the Hangman. So for pile number 2, what I see over here is that you tend to forgive people. Okay, you give people a lot of chances. First of all, it could be because the Fool's card gave me a really, like, you know, carefree. You what was it? Forgive but not forget. But with the Fool card, I feel like you forgive and forget. You don't want to keep it. And then with the 3 of Swords in reverse, I do feel like people take advantage of you because of the quality that you possess of here with the Fool's card, is that you're really carefree. You don't like things that are too complicated. You want your life to be simple and easy. So even if people hurt you, I feel like you do get hurt a lot. A lot of people take you for granted, and you've been through maybe a lot of painful things. You want to forgive and forget. You don't want that to be bugging you down. And with the 8 of Cups in reverse, because over here it's about moving forward, right? Going, like, leaving things behind, but this is in reverse as well. So that's why, like, you tend to let people keep coming back to you because you forgive and forget. And then you're like, all right, I'll give you one more chance. Okay. And then it proves again that this person, it does not worth your time and energy. But you're like, okay, well, overall, I just feel like you're just too nice, too generous. And people see that you're happy. You're always really happy. You're always, even if there's a lot of crazy things that happened in your life, you don't let that affect you. At least you try not to let those things affect you. And you also have a really hard time to cut people off, to let people go. You maybe feel bad about, like, when you do that. And then on the bottom of the card, the deck, is the Hangman, which is about sacrificing. And you'll always try to see things from a different perspective. That's why, you know, you're like, you know what, you try to put yourself in their shoes, and you're like, you know what, I could see why they do that, so I'm just gonna, like, you know, I understand. And so you give them another chance. You would give people numerous chances over and over again. And which, I mean, it's amazing because you would constantly get hurt too. These people, when you give them a second chance, you would think that they would appreciate it. But then they would, like, what? But then they would take that for granted, and then they will hurt you again. And then you're like, oh well. And then you ask them maybe for their reasons or whatever it is. And then you're like, okay, if they give you something that's acceptable, you actually accept it, and you let them stay in, you know, around you and within you. So you tend to kind of, you're a really nice person, and then you're like, you know what, it's okay. And also with the Hangman, I do feel like you also sometimes have this tendency of thinking, like, it doesn't show, okay? This is on the bottom of the deck. Like, when people really get to know you, they know, like, this is what you really are. On the outside, you look carefree, you look, you know, adventurous, you don't really care, but deep down inside, you're such a good person. And then when they get to know you, they use this part of you that are super nice, you know, because you also feel like you can save them, You want to save them. You're like thinking, my love with my forgiveness or how I treat them, like you're hoping they would change. You want them to change for the better. You want to save them, really. It's like you hope they would change for the better, and then you want to save them, really. Okay. So it has that sacrificial type of energy. Okay, so now let's take a look at the kind of people that you attract. Four of Wands. What kind of people are usually attract? Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands. Wow, these are all Wands energy. And then the Devil, oh my goodness, it's on the bottom. I was like, how can they be so good? I was like, with whatever over here that is showing up, I was like, you know what? I was confused a little bit. High Priestess, of course. Seven of Cups. Yeah. And then the Chariot. You have like 3 sevens. I mean, it's not like right away, but yeah, with the Devil showing up on the bottom, okay, it makes sense. So again, on the bottom for me, it means that it's not visible right away. Sometimes it's very hidden. Okay, so what I pick up from this is that you tend to attract people, places, and things that it looks really good on the outside. When you first get to know them, they look like they're stable. They look like they're full of action, full of good news. They stand up for what they believe in. They're super passionate, like just wonderful person. Okay, wonderful, wonderful person at the beginning. But then once you get to know them, there's something off about them. With the Devil showing up at the bottom. Either they're super dependent, okay? They are like super dependent, as like super needy. They need constant attention. Or the Devil could be also combined with the Four of Wands. I also feel like maybe they need they love to party. They like celebration, they like going out, and they like big events and like lots of people hanging out together. So, and then doing certain things, right? Because the Devil is about like intoxicated with things. So like addiction to something. So they could be addicted to like, partying, drugs, alcohol, that type of things. They might even have maybe gambling issues, like any type of addictions. Okay, so the Devil can encompass a lot of different addictions. It could also be that, it doesn't have to be as big as those like drugs or alcohol or whatever, but it could be like, oh, they seem like they're really easygoing, they're very passionate, they're a goal-getter, but then when you get to know them, they actually stay home all the time and play on the video games. So they're like a homebody and doesn't even have work, right? It doesn't even do work, like super dependent on maybe his or her family to support them, or if they get into a relationship, they hope their partner will support them, something like that. But or like with the Devil's energy, like they look like they're super fun to hang out with, like an, again, goal-getter, action taker. And then you realize, like, once you get to know them, they could be, this is also Capricorn energy, not that I'm saying Capricorns are boring or anything, but they could be very workaholic. So then they actually, once they get to know you, or once your relationship stabilize, sometimes this person could start putting their focus elsewhere. Like, and then they start to take you for granted. Okay, they're like, oh, you'll always be there for you. You're so forgiving. You're okay with a lot of their bad behaviors. So like they don't give you as much attention, and they focus a lot of their attention on maybe their jobs, because this card, Devil's card, sometimes is a workaholic card for me. Okay, so they could just, you know, focus all their attention to work once you get to know them really well, or be with them, hang out with them. So it could be also things too. At first, some certain things look so good to be true, and yeah, it does look too good to be true. Once you get to know, like, use it or start get to know it or whatever, like, you'll find out there's a lot of faulty things to it. Okay, or places too. When you go traveling, you might see something like on the ad where it's like, oh, this is like the most wonderful place, this is a heavenest place. Yeah, maybe it is for other people, but then when you go, something bad would happen. You'll have, like, I mean, if you look at it on the bright side, because you tend to do that, you're very optimistic. You know, you're like, you know what, even though it's kind of disastrous, but at least have a really cool, unique story to tell people. So like, you don't let it affect you. But there's a lot of crazy things do happen around you, and these places, persons, things, whatever, look so good to be true at the beginning, and they look wonderful, and you do have a really good time at the beginning too, but then something is off about them. The more you get to know them, the more you hang out with them, you know. And then with the Seven of Wands, I think these type of people also tend to not share as much about their personal things with you at the beginning too. So that's why at the beginning it's all about like fun times, right? And having a lot of you know, enjoyable moments. But then slowly it would digress. And even with relationships, sometimes they look like they're ready for a committed relationship. They tell you all kinds of great things. They're very communicative. They always respond to you. But then as soon as things are looking so good and so well, it start to like go down with the Seven of Wands. They start to, once things seem, you know, going really smoothly and stuff, and then there seems to be some kind of an obstacle. Either this person stopped being as responsive, or this thing that you bought or whatever, it starts to break down or something like that. And then with the Devil card, again, something addictive or something off, something fishy will like start showing up as the more you get to know this person or places or things. Okay. I mean, the High Priestess hides underneath it as well. And so, yeah, it again, it's like a lot of unknown things. You don't know. You really don't know. And it's none of your fault. It's none of your fault. But it's just really crazy how, like, these kind of energies or would like get attached to you. Okay, so now let's take a look at, since these kind of like, it does seem like you will attract like some, you know, people, or like people that doesn't know what they want, like they're really confused, and they're hoping for you to give them like a direction, a sense of direction, sense of meaning or something like that, like as if you're the answer. So how do you get, how can you avoid these kind of people? Wow, we have Three of Swords again. Okay, you know what I get from this card? Okay, we have the Three of Swords upright, and then the Hermit in reverse, and then the Page of Wands on the bottom, and then the Queen of Swords underneath it. That's so funny. Okay, you know what I get out of these? Yeah, Ten of Swords again. So like Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, but the bottom is Page of Wands. So what I get, how do you avoid these kind of people, is that you actually have to do something that you do not like to do. Is you have to kind of be a little hurtful, say a little hurtful things to them. Not that on purpose. Obviously with the Hermit, you cannot avoid it or like feel like and be like, oh, it'll just go away or something. And then also with the Page of Wands on the bottom too, is that you have to tell them, okay, once they start to behave badly. Because what happens is that you kind of accept, remember over here I said you actually tend to give people or give things a lot of chances. So first of all, I think you're gonna have to give them less chance, okay? And when they do start behaving badly, you don't have to be confrontational. You don't have to be mean. That's why I feel like the Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords is on the bottom of the card. But that would be kind of like the meaning behind what you're saying. So the Hermit is about being avoidant and hiding out and being antisocial. And so this comes out in reverse. That means like you have to voice it. You have to tell them, like, this, you don't appreciate this kind of treatment. Instead of like thinking of excuses and thinking of ways to justify their bad behavior and accept it as the way it is, you have to let them know that that's not acceptable, at least for you. So the bad behavior won't just kind of snowballing into a monstrous size that there's no way to deal with it after, right? Because you allowed it. So what you need to do is you cannot like pretend it's not there or it doesn't happen. You have to tell them. And it could be kind of hurtful to the other person when they hear about this. They'll be like, whoa, what, why? Like, okay, what's going on? But you might even have to be slightly direct. I don't think you need to be completely direct just because of the Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords is on the bottom. But it needs to be clear enough that they actually get what you mean. Okay, so that's how you can avoid these type of people. Or when you see these kind of people that are looking kind of off, you need to probably not avoid it and let them in. You're gonna have to be like, figure it out and see if maybe you want to cut your loss there and then just, not let them have the chance to hurt you. Okay. So the Hermit is about wisdom. So maybe use your wisdom, okay? Instead of searching for wisdom in the dark on your own, you want to apply the wisdom that you've already gained with your life experiences and make a better judgment on these like people that are kind of negative or things that are not good for you. So that's what I see for pile number 2, and that would be the suggestion for you. And if you I hope this is a little bit helpful, give you a little bit of insight. And if you have anything that you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel and my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, for pile number 3, let's take a look at What kind of qualities do you possess? What kind of qualities do you possess? What does pile number 3 possess? What kind of qualities do you have? This flew out. Wow, 9 of Wands, upright. And then, ooh, Ace of Swords. Oh, we have another one. Knight of Swords. Interesting. On the bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Star. Okay, well, it's the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this is kind of interesting. With the Ace of Swords showing up, the first message I got with that one is that you're very direct. And then with the Nine of Swords, it just added to that. You're super direct. You will say what you mean. You don't beat around the bushes. I mean, Queen of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. So it's a personality or quality that you possess hidden. Or at least not, people don't see it right away, okay? So like they have to get to know you to see this side of you, the Queen of Pentacles side, which is super nice, super nurturing. You know, for pile number 3, seeing Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords, and then the Nine of Wands, and then with the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. Pile number 3, I think sometimes people will tell you like you have the resting bitch face. Or like, oh, I didn't like you at the beginning. I thought you were such an asshole, or I thought you were such a bitch or something like that. But then when they get to know you, they're like, you are the most wonderful person I've ever seen. You are so nice, so nurturing, so loving, the most stable person I've ever seen, super independent, not needy, but very, very loving, very, very nurturing. Okay, can all the wonderful things that are good adjectives I could think of, okay? So, but when they first get to know you, they actually think you kind of look a little distant. You seem a little mean, okay? And you do have this side to you. You don't actually let people see this Queen of Pentacles side of you that much unless it's like somebody you really feel close with. You tend to also you put up a front where you look a little distant. It's kind of like your protection cover. I almost feel a little bit of like Cancer energy sometimes, a little bit, like, because the reason I say Cancer is because I think of like the crabs, where you have like this really hard shell on the outer side, but then inside you're such a softie, so you need this hard shell to protect you, type of thing. So it doesn't mean that you're a Cancer or anything, but it's just that energy or that image of like a crab. Or a lobster, if you want to call it too. So, and I actually think you're not the most easy person to be with at the beginning, but once they get to know you, they know how you, all of the ins and outs of you, you actually are quite easy to get along with. But you definitely can be really, really harsh with your words sometimes if it doesn't, like, you don't let bad behavior go. Like, if people are behaving badly or they're doing something that's wrong, you're gonna be like on their case, and you're gonna tell them. You're gonna be like, no, that's not the right way, and you're gonna be really direct, and there's no doubt what you're saying. You're very straightforward. I mean, it's not rude, okay? You're not rude. It's only if the things you see people do, okay, or certain like behavior that are just not acceptable, you will voice it. You will tell them. you will, even if it's like something that you bought or something, like a company's like product or something, you'll be like, no, that's not acceptable. Like, I got it. And if it broke, then I'm gonna call them and tell them no, right? So very, very aggressive. I would even say you're a goal-getter as well. And you're also very, very protective of the things that you own already. You don't really let other people overstep your boundary. You put them in their place, okay? You put them in their place, and people actually respect you very much. I feel like you're very, very well respected. I'll be surprised if the people that you attract are kind of, you'll tolerate bad behavior. Actually, I don't actually feel like you actually will allow people. I mean, you might let the weak people, or because they might be really attracted to how strong and you are and how independent you are, because they want to be like you, but then it's out of respect, okay? But yeah, I do feel like a lot of respect. I do feel like I also feel like you are not super patient, okay? You may seem to be very patient, but sometimes you're not, but most of the time you're not, at least on the outer side, okay? Especially when you're dealing with things or something like that, you're like, you want to be effective, you want to get things done. There's a lot of qualities of you that you like things to be quick, and maybe even multitasking or something like that. But then, when you chill, when you're at home or something, when you're with people that you trust, then you'll show your laid back side. But it doesn't show up very often. Okay. You might even seem a little serious to people sometimes. Too serious. Okay. So let's take a look at the people that you tend to attract, or places, and things you tend to attract into your life. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups. People, places, and things that you attract, that are attracted to you. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. Who tend to be attracted to you, or who you tend to attract to you. Yep, we have the moon in reverse. And then look at this, the bottom of the deck, King of Swords. Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. See, all these great cards, and all court cards too. I think you have a lot of friends. People like to be your friends because of how easy or how predictable you can be. They don't have to guess what you like and don't like, because you will tell them. You're super honest. And I actually also feel like a lot of people like to come to you to ask for the truth, because you can see things very clearly. Your mind is super sharp. I also feel like you're actually really funny, but in a sarcastic way. So if people don't get it, or people does not vibrate on the same wavelengths as you, they might even get offended. But those are the people that will kind of fall out. You attract the people that are similar to you, because over here on the bottom of the deck, King of Swords, and then you have like the Ace of Wands, which kind of like goes a little bit with the Ace of Swords, like actiony, passionate people, so they don't get offended very easily. Page of Wands is similar to Ace of Wands. Page of Pentacles, which is like this, so they're very stable, they're a little serious, so they don't get scared by your serious look because of the Page of Pentacles. They're very mature too. They like to get things done. They don't fool around and that kind of things. And the King of Swords, leadership type of people, people who are very good with words, very, very communicative, very stable. So like, yeah, you attract these type of people usually to you. And over here with the Seven of Cups, I did mention that you also, people who want to be like you and look up to you, and I feel with the Seven of Cups showing up, you also tend to sometimes attract people who are a little lost. They don't know what they want. They're trying to figure out their lives, but it's not any ill intention. They actually, again, they look to you for advice, for help maybe, because they know that you will be able to tell them and point a way so that they know what to do, where to go, and all that stuff. And remember, you are this Queen of Pentacles deep down inside. Very, very nurturing, very, very caring, very, very loving. So whatever you say is really, you want to bring the best out of people. You want the best for them. Like, that's what you want. So even though you might disguise it with like mean words, or it might seem really hurtful or mean, but it's really for the best. And it's out of love. And so like the seven, so people tend to come to you, a lot of the people that could be a little lost, they don't know what to do, or they could be quite ambitious. Seven of Cups could be like daydreamers. They're very ambitious. There's a lot of things that they want to accomplish, but they don't know where to begin, where to go, where to start. You can also give them a really good advice, and you'll point a way for them. And those are the people that you kind of attract to, that are attracted to you, or you tend to attract, or things too. And then Four of Pentacles, people who are very, very stable. They could be a little stingy, but you don't really care anyways, because you're very independent. You're very, very resourceful. So you don't really need other people. So if people are really stingy or something like that, they're like, you know, hoarder. By hoarder, I mean like, they don't like to spend. Okay. You're like, it's okay, I don't care, I don't want to take advantage of you, that's fine. And so like people who are could be a little stingy in some ways, or a little controlling sometimes. They do like to hang out with you because you're like mind my own business, mind your own business. You don't get into other people's business unless they ask you for it. So you tend to like independent people as well. You like people who are stable, because the Four of Pentacles, we always talk about controlling and everything, control issues, OCDs. Oh yeah, OCD. People who have a little bit of OCD, or they have a lot of OCD, you tend to attract those kind of people as well. But you're like, I don't really care. You have OCD, that's fine, that's your thing. As long as it doesn't affect me, I'm okay with that, right? And so, but Four of Pentacles, it's a 4 card. It is about stability. And with the Pentacle suit, the Earth, so you tend to attract people who are very, very grounded. They know what they are doing. They know what they want to do as well. So like two extremes, people who are very lost and don't know what to do, or people who are very, very stable and they know exactly what they want to do or what they want to accomplish in life. Very, very stable financially, emotionally. Okay. So you do attract these type of people. And then the Moon in reverse, again, it's the same type of energy as this one. People who are not lost. Even if it's upright, people who are lost, it's kind of similar to Seven of Cups. I think tarot cards is so funny because having this moon showing up, it has both meaning. It could be people who are super lost. They don't know what to do. They're super confused and they need someone to give them a way. And then this is also a Cancer card for me because it's the moon card, although it's Pisces as well, but it is a Cancer card. So you attract people who are maybe have a lot of like Cancer energy. And when I say Cancer, it does not have to be sun sign. It could be your chart has a really strong fourth house, have a very strong fourth house, or you have a lot of like planets landed in the Cancer sign or something like that, but it does not have to be your sun sign. So you do have to see how your natal chart's composed. But the moon card, or also Pisces, 12th house, or a lot of signs falling in 12th house or something like that. So anyways, the moon, somebody who's very lost and don't know where they're going, and so they like to be around you because you are a super good mentor, super good guide. Okay, so they like to be with you because they feel like they can learn a lot from you, and also you take care of them too. And or with the moon in reverse, it also, when it's in reverse, I can sometimes read it as like the sun as well, okay? Because when the moon is setting, the sun comes up. So somebody who is totally optimistic, somebody who's a sunshine, somebody who is very bright and fun and passionate, somebody who knows what they're doing, okay? Those are the people that you tend to attract as well into your life, because they're like, oh, I don't have to guess. I don't have to I don't have to guess what you're thinking, why you say certain things, because you're very direct, and it's easy. Like hanging out with you is just very easy, and so these kind of people, they like to be around you, and you tend to attract these type of people to you. So I think none of these are like alarming to me or toxic. Okay, people who are lost, they just need sense of direction, or they need help, so they're not like bad. I don't get the needy feeling. Sometimes they might a little bit with the moon, but it's not something that you cannot handle, because you'll put them in their place. Okay? You'll tell them like, yo, you got to work on that, you know. So I actually think you actually direct people onto a better way, a better route in their life. Okay, you're super good as a mentor, a guide, a teacher, very, very loving again. So yeah, you don't, I don't see any like toxic behavior or bad behavior that you'll allow. So that's what I see for pile number 3, and I hope this helps. And if you have anything that you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel under my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.